मैम उसका शायद एक्सेस मांग रहे हैं।
एक्सेस में दोबारा से देखती हूँ, एक्सेस तो मैंने सारा ही दिया आपको। वेट करूं? Now, see if I can share now.
Okay, ma'am.
Can you see? I've given you the access.
Ma'am, our team is checking it. I'll just confirm. Not yet, ma'am.
यार ये तो नॉर्मल है, मैंने तो इसमें एक्सेस का कोई इशू ही नहीं है, कैसे हो रहा है ये?
एक सेकेंड।
ये तो नॉर्मल है प्रेजेंटेशन।
नहीं, ये शायद आपने उस पे बनाया होगा ना, गूगल के इस पे, तो वो हमेशा ही एक्सेस मांगता है अगर आप नॉर्मली भी शेयर करो तो।
तो दोबारा भेजती हूँ।
मैम एक काम कीजिए, आप उस गूगल शेयर में जो आपका पीपीटी में है ना, तो उसमें आप वो वर्जन को एडिटर कर दीजिए।
ओके ओके।
तो एडिटर करने से अंकित को आप एडिट कर दीजिए या कि हमारे
राइट सर, आई एम डूइंग इट दैट
so that it could be shareable by us. And Ankit, Amit sir has joined?
Yes, sir. Amit sir has joined. He's here.
Amit ji, thank you so much for joining us.
Welcome, Dr. Saab.
Thank you, thank
Forward
you.
for the session.
The editing right, Ankit? Check with your team.
So
Sure.
आप लोग actually I have another important meeting with the World Bank team, so that's why I will be occupied. But thank you so much, Rajni ma'am, and thank you, Amit ji, for joining us in this wonderful session. I will get back to you after this meeting, definitely.
Right.
Thank you.
So, Ankit?
Yes, ma'am. I think they are able to open now. They'll be just sharing in a few moments. Okay, ma'am. Let's. Should we start now then? I'll be
Please.
introducing the webinar, and then you may start with your keynote. A very warm welcome to everyone joining us today. It's an honor to host this pivotal webinar on designing India's next tourism circuit, India Vision 2047. Tourism today is far more than a sector, it's a story. It is one of the most powerful expressions of a nation's soft power. For India, tourism becomes the thread that ties together our art, cuisine, festivals, languages, spirituality, and living traditions, bringing them alive not just for the world to see, but the world to experience. As we approach the milestone of 2047, marking 100 years of independence, the way we shape our tourism circuits will also shape how India is seen and engaged with globally. In an evolving geopolitical landscape, tourism offers a non-confrontational yet deeply strategic way for India to assert its identity, values, and vision. We are privileged to have with us two of the eminent speakers today, Ms. Rajni Hasija, former CMD, IRCTC, Government of India, and Mr. Amit Bhardwaj, Deputy Advisor, Niti Ayog, Government of India. Welcome, ma'am. Welcome, sir. So I'll be introducing Ms. Rajni Hasija. It is my privilege to welcome Ms. Rajni Hasija, former Chairman and Managing Director of IRCTC Government of India. Ms. Hasija has been at the forefront of reimagining travel experiences in India, and today she will be sharing her insights on tourism circuit in Arunachal Pradesh, a region that holds not only breathtaking natural beauties, but immense cultural and strategic geopolitical significance for the country. Ma'am, we look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you very much. Can you please open the slide?
Sure, ma'am.
Before that slide gets opened, let me start with my introductory note. Well,
Sure,
good evening, everyone. It's an honor for me to be part of this thought-provoking webinar that is designing India's next tourism circuit, India Vision 2047. It has been organized by South Asian Institute for Advanced Research and Development. I'm especially very pleased to share this platform with the distinguished speaker from Niti Ayog, Shri Amit Bhardwaj. Hello, sir. And I'm sure that whose vision for the regional and inclusive development continues to guide the entire tourism fraternity for that matter. Normally, we always envisage something. And when we envisage our tomorrow, we envisage a stronger tomorrow. That is more inclusive. In the tourism field, we envisage that we have a more inclusive tourism landscape for the India, which is critical that we start looking not the obvious available choices, but the places which are seen less or which have been remain hidden or untouched and full of promise. So as we look forward, India's 2047 vision, about which the details will be taken care by one of my another colleague. When we talk of the India's vision in 2047, we see that it is rooted in the sustainability, growth, and empowerment. So I believe that one of the most powerful tools that we have today in the field of tourism is border tourism. Not only does the traveler has a new horizon to visit, but it also empowers the very communities that safeguard our frontiers. So today I would not only be talking about the tourism potential of the Arunachal Pradesh along with one curated package, but I will also be speaking about the Vibrant Village program, which is a flagship initiative of our uh, Ministry of Home, where other ministries are also participating. So it is, and Arunachal Pradesh is going to be the forefront because strategically it is a very vital state, and we have created a special package for it. Can I have the next slide, please? Can I have the next slide, please? Yeah. So let's begin with the Vibrant Village program. It is an, as I said, it is a Government of India initiative. It is a bridging borders, igniting cultures, and crafting the memories for a good tourism experiences. What are the multiple benefits of this program? They are multiple, as I said. It is boosting rural economy. It is increasing the border security. It is also improving the living standard of the people because it is impacting the local life over there. And also it is helping preserve in preservation of a cultural heritage of the place. Next slide, please. The program itself is very big because strategically it is very focused and impact is big. There is infrastructure development, there is a sustainable livelihood, there is a social entrepreneurship, and youth and women power and empowerment is already there. We know whenever you have a tourism at any place, you get lot of infrastructure development happening. In fact, you are able to attract many private players also, and the residents and the tourists are benefited together. Then, when the tourism happens, the local economy gets a boost. Especially this sector, the youth and the women sector, they learn more. And in tourism, we know more women are there. So there is a lot of skill building also happening. And when the skill building happens, the local workforce gets strengthened. So many educational institutes also are also supporting this program. You can see on the right hand side of the thing that nearly 662 villages have been picked in its first phase in the 5 states, which will be created as a vibrant village, which has many aspects to it, which I cannot cover in this session because my main focus is going to be on Arunachal Pradesh. Next, please. As I said, that Northern Border Development Scheme, it was taken up in the Union Budget in the year 22-23. Then later on, it was extended to 25-26. 5 states, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Arunachal, Sikkim, and Ladakh, have been targeted for this. Out of 2963 villages chosen, 663 villages have been chosen in its first phase. And after careful examination and based on my study which I have done, I would be talking here about Arunachal Pradesh because I find the tourism potential over there is much more than anyone, though there is no comparison amongst the state. Next, please. Yeah. Why Arunachal Pradesh? They call it land of dawn, lit mountains, because it has a breathtaking scenery and cultural diversity. The points which you have seen pointed out are the district which I have chosen. The places like Anini, Tawang, Dirang, and Anja are the 4 districts which I have chosen. One district which is not here, it is the West Khamang, which I could not look at. I think I forgot. Those have been picked because they have untapped tourism. You have a stunning landscape over there. You have a rich culture over there, and you have a diversity over there. Next, please. Now I would be talking about the strength and the weaknesses of all the districts that we have chosen. Actually, we had done the analysis for all the districts, out of which few were shortlisted for the tourism potential. That does not mean the others did not have a potential, but we were focusing our discussion on this. So let's begin our discussion with the Anini. Anini is famous for rowing. If anyone has been to that place, and it is the heart of the Dibang Valley in the Arunachal Pradesh. It was, they say that it is an esteemed seat of the undivided Dimang Valley. Dimang Valley earlier was a united, later on it got divided. It is a beautiful landscape and it is also a residence of a Idu Mishmi tribal community. The villages which can be focused from the tourism potentials are Achesu, Eleni, and MPHQ. And there are 3 ways where you can go there. You can go by rowing also. You can go by chopper also, and you can go by road also. Next, please. Then comes the Anjaur district of the Arunachal Pradesh. Anjaur stands as an offbeat gem, which is captivating all the nature lovers. Lot of adventure things are happening. You have a cascading waterfalls here. There is a lush green environment, meandering rivers, and lots of pine forest are there. It is situated at an elevation of nearly 1300 meters above the sea level, and surprisingly, it is only 20 kilometers away from China. So it's very near the border. So a true tourism destination for the border tourism this is. They say that gentle murmur of the Lohit River, which is a tributary of a Brahmaputra river, makes it a destination for the persons who are fond of photography. So a village that Anjaur district has been, we are focusing on is Dong. So Dong is the place that, where we would be curating our all the itineraries. Next, please. Another district area is the West Khameng of the Arunachal Pradesh. You will find the itinerary which I have created has lot many parts of the Khameng. And the village which can be selected is Khelong village. Khelong is culturally very rich region, and it is providing a glimpse to the traditional way of how people have preserved that place. You can call it the whispers of the nature or the echoes of the folklore. Kelong stands as a testament of the beauty and the cultural heritage that define the West Khameng district. So our itinerary would be revolving around this. So you can see that before doing the analysis, before curating a package for any place, we have done a complete analysis of the district level also. Next, please. Next, please. Fourth is the Tawang. Tawang is the most beautiful part of the place because it is, as such, it is very beautiful and for the northeastern Himalayas. It has many natural wonders. You have a snow-capped peaks. You have lakes like Sela Lake, and then you have a Tongchu River, which creates a really mesmerizing canvas for the person who love adventure and who love nature. At the heart of the Tawang city, you have an old monastery, which is 17th century, and it has been built by Monapa people. Monapa are the tribe over there. The villages that we have chosen is Tawang Gompa, Singsar Ani Gompa, the Lebrong, the Khemne, Jongdo, and Garon Ani Gompa are the villages that can be picked for your I need not repeat, but I presume that many of the fraternity members over here, because it's a knowledge sharing channel, whenever you make a tour package, you have to see these things. You have to see the geographical accessibility of the place, whether it is accessible by road, air, or rail or not. If the climate and the seasonality of any package would be suiting, you may be making the package for the month of May, but actually May is not a suitable month to travel over there. So you have to study the travel months, the temperature over there, what are the weather related risks. Permit required, which is very important in the northeastern states, especially in the Arunachal Pradesh. You need to have an inner line permit and also the restricted area permitted at many places in the Arunachal Pradesh. Otherwise, you won't be able to travel. It's very near to border actually. Especially in the Tawang, you need to have those permits. And it's culturally very diverse. Tribal customs are there, languages are there. You need to have a local people along with you. And accommodation infrastructure, you have to block the accommodation in advance, otherwise there's going to be a problem. Though the homestays are getting developed, but the accommodation in the hotels is okay. You have a budget kind of a hotel, but if you are looking for ultimate luxury, forget about it because you're a tourist. And you also have to plan the emergency services. You have to see the healthcare and the emergency services. The local opportunities, the community-based tourism has also to be seen. What are the opportunities over there? Can we do it or not do it? And can we craft some promotion or can we engage the local people over there? Because it is required. You know the sustainable development goal. There, the involvement of the local community is must. And when we talk of a sustainable tourism, how can you go without it? What are the attractions and activities? They come in the last, as you can see. There are some things to be seen. A package can be curated for a good place, but it is not easy for the first time for the package maker without having the knowledge, such knowledge. Lastly, you should also see the heritage sites, religious places, adventure zones, and the festivals, especially the festivals that can be aligned with the tourism interest. And last and most important of the all is travel time and the transit gaps. That is the must for any tourism guide to make a tourism package. Next, please. This is a small picture of the domestic tourist arrivals in Arunachal Pradesh. In fact, I could not get the figure from the other places, so I have relied on the figure available in CEIC. It is a global database where the many figures are getting stored and used for the macroeconomic purposes. So this data shows that the picture is not very encouraging even the domestic tourist arrival is concerned for Arunachal Pradesh, because domestic tourist arrival has been 2.25 lakh tourists in the year 22. 21 the figures were not authentic, so I'm not focusing on it. But in the last 5 years, from 97 to 2022, 1.1 lakh tourists only are visiting. That too was with the 26 riders. It was so difficult to reach the Arunachal Pradesh, or Arunachal Pradesh has not been promoted? So maybe Vibrant Village program can answer that. And once the areas get promoted, homestays get developed, such an area of Arunachal Pradesh can really be boosted up. Next, please. The scene for the international tourist arrival is even equally bad. Only 1,100 tourists were there in the year 2022. It is only in the year 2013 that we had more than 10,000 tourists over there. And you can see in 1999, only 48% is on the record. Maybe the record upkeeping is not proper, or because these were the records which I got it from their website. So the data remains as an online status, and it has been placed by Ministry of Tourism over there. Next, please. See, this is the festival calendar which we have prepared for all the villages for throughout the year. So it is very important to plan your package, because these festivals, especially if you have known the Naga Hornbill festival, how popular is that in the entire world. So the few festivals like Ray Festival, Losar Festival, and the other festivals which can be built and curated in your packages, which will really give a color, glamour to your package. And it will be easily sold. Once people experience it, it will be easily sold. And in tourism, publicity by mouth always helps. Please. Next, please. Now we'll come to the history of Arunachal Pradesh, which is not very big. That Arunachal Pradesh is a very rich history as such, but slide content is very, I have concised it in a very small manner. It's dating back as old as in the age of a Mahabharata. In Mahabharata, this was mentioned as a Prabhu Mountains. So history dates back to that level. And it also had a British influence. In the 19th century, when the British began to establish the control over in this region, they were revolted by the local tribes over there. So at that time, this region was known as Nefa. Those who have of my age, they know what a Nefa is. We used to call it Nefa region. So, and it is only in 1987 that Arunachal Pradesh got the status of the statehood. It is also known as for its diverse tribal culture, stunning landscape, and rich biodiversity. Today, Arunachal Pradesh is a peaceful state, and its economy is growing. Even you have a railhead at the Itanagar also. We have many projects for the tourism and the hydropower over there. And the major important festival which are very vibrant in nature are, as I said, Ray, Losa, Nyokam are the festivals. Next slide, please. How one can reach Arunachal Pradesh? Not that difficult. It's not that out of the country we are talking about. One can easily reach. You have all the three modes available if you want to reach by flight, but you have to have a combination of all these three. There is no direct flight which will be landing at the Arunachal Pradesh as such. You have to get down either at the New Lakhimpur or at Guwahati. So that is the nearest nearest airport that is there, which from where the city gets is connected to through the state transport also and by road. Best way is to take a flight and then hire a taxi to reach the different region of the Arunachal Pradesh, which is very flexible and easily available source. Next slide, please. If those who want to go by flight, there are direct flights available from anywhere from, I think, Mumbai, Chennai, Delhi, Kolkata to Guwahati. That can be utilized, and then one can continue the journey to Arunachal Pradesh by road. Next, please. Those who wish to travel by train, for them, the information, being an old railwayman, I thought that I should be sharing the information. From Delhi to Guwahati, you have a Dibrugarh Rajdhani, straight train going there, but taking some time. Then from Mumbai to Guwahati also there is a train. And from Kolkata to Guwahati, you have a Saraighat Express. Many people here are from Kolkata. And from Chennai to Guwahati, Agartala Humsafar Express is also there, which is going. And from Guwahati railhead, one can easily reach Arunachal Pradesh within 5 hours. That is by taxi. Maybe bus may take little more time. Next slide, please. The going over there is easy, but you have to overcome many odds because challenges are there in this circuit. If you want to explore Arunachal Pradesh, be ready for that. That is, accessibility is little less as compared to the other states because though a lot of development has taken place and after vibrant village program, lot of spending has been there on the infrastructure. Many roads are getting built. But the terrain is mountainous. It is a well-developed road as you think of normally in the plains is not there. And air infrastructure is less. So certain areas are difficult to reach. Access is little catchy. Then there are permit requirements, as I mentioned. You need to have inner line permits. You need to have a restricted area permits to enter into Arunachal Pradesh, which can be a bureaucratic process. Then accommodation, you said accommodation. We said that we need accommodation ranging from budget to luxury accommodation, but it will be limited. So you have to block that in advance, especially in the remote areas. Weather and terrain is very extreme because you have extreme weather conditions over there, especially in the monsoon, which can affect your travel plans and road conditions. So you be ready. If you are going to Arunachal Pradesh, this can happen with you. Next slide, please. This is the circuit that we have tried and we have tested it, and it is a very good circuit. You start from Guwahati, right? You start from the Guwahati, then after doing so much journey by road, you reach a place called Bhalupong. From Bhalupong, you go to Bomdila, then you go to Dirang, then you go to Tawang, and then you return back. And then when you return back, you complete your journey. This is the circuit. Day-wise itinerary I will be explaining now. Next slide, please. Yeah. What are the places of importance over there? We know that the location is on the northeastern part of the India. It's very northeastern part is very less touched. So it's a very interesting kind of a destination. When you talk of a topography, very rough terrain, rather rugged terrain. With the eastern Himalayas are there. They are running on the northern border. It is home for various mountain ranges also. You have a valleys also. You have a rivers also. All kind of a topography you will find over there. And the neighboring region, surprisingly, this is the only state which is surrounded by 3 of your neighbors. You have Myanmar in the east and China in the north. And then you have a Bhutan to your west. So 3 of your neighbors are sitting in the Arunachal, very near to Arunachal. You have a mighty Brahmaputra as a river, then many tributaries to that, and it is contributing really a good diversity to this state and rich biodiversity of the Arunachal Pradesh. Credit goes to Brahmaputra, which has water throughout the year. When we talk of a forest cover, extremely dense forest at few places, including you have a subtropical forest also, you have a temperate forest also. which are important, which are require lot many efforts for as far as the conservation is concerned. And people are doing good job over there. Still, the area looks and appears to be green and stored. Next slide, please. So as I said, the climate, and I think in the opening remark, Ankit also mentioned about the climate, the festivals. So Arunachal Pradesh, when we talk of the climate, since we are going to curate a package and we are talking about the tourism pack, new tourism circuit. So when the climate of the Arunachal Pradesh has a very diverse range because its topography is very diverse. It has alpine, it has a temperate, it has a subtropical climate. When you talk of summers are generally mild and temperature is ranging from 15 to 30 degrees Celsius depending upon the altitude. And monsoon period is starting from June and ending up to September. The state receives heavy rainfall due to southwest monsoons, contributing to lush green landscape of this place. And there is a plenty of water in the rivers over there. Winters are very, very cold. It's from November to February. Especially in the higher altitude, you may have a below freezing temperature also. Arunachal Pradesh is known for its rich biodiversity. You have a variety of a flora and a fauna over there. And the state is a part of a Eastern Himalaya biodiversity hotspot. Next slide, please. This is the proposed itinerary. Day 1, you have reached Guwahati. You get down at Guwahati. Then you can be picked up from there. Then you start your journey for the Bhalupang. And which is a small town in the southern reaches of the Arunachal. This is basically located in the West Kamang. As I mentioned earlier, that I found a lot of potential in the West Kamang district of the Arunachal Pradesh. And you can check in at the hotel. No activity on the first day. Take dinner, take rest because you have traveled a lot. Then your second day, the journey will start to a place. We'll start for Dirang. Dirang, that is Anini. So Bhalupong to Dirang, the journey will start next day after breakfast. Check out from that hotel. Then drive towards the Dirang, visit Kiri Garden and Dirang Valley over there. Beautiful place to visit. Again, we will be staying second night in the Dirang. And after dinner, there you can plan a bonfire if you want in the hotel. Third day, we would be visiting Tawang. In fact, when I was working with my previous organization, we had run many biking tours on this itinerary and they were quite popular. Many of the bike companies like your Hero Honda, Munjal Group had promoted it. And we got many seekers and we could sell it well. So Dirang to Tawang. Tawang is basically situated at a altitude of 3,500 meters. After breakfast, you can go to Tawang from Dirang, and en route you can see the Sela Pass, which is at an altitude of 14,000 feet, and you can also see the Jaswantgarh Memorial, War Memorial, and its beauty and the solitude of the Gudpi and the Chongmi ranges you can watch. Tawangchu River is also there. Tawang crystal clear water you can see. Tawang Valley also you can see. These are the things which you have not seen it earlier. They're beautiful. Again, after seeing this, you can take a rest during the night in the hotel at Tawang. But do block your accommodation because there's a season for biking and your hotel gets blocked very fast. Next slide, please. Day 4. It's the most happening day of your tour, where you plan Bumla Pass excursion. After breakfast, you leave for Bumla Pass and you visit Tengkong Tengso Lake, which is at 12,000 feet. And it has a snow on en route. You will find that many of the mountains are still snow capped, and the valley offers a spectacular view. In fact. Later on, you can drive back to Bumla Pass. Bumla Pass is just 37 kilometers away from Tawang. Back to Tawang, then you come. In the evening, you can see the Tawang War Memorial. It is commemorating the bravery of the Indian heroes of the Indo-China War of the 1962. This is how the border tourism is picking, where the sites which are important, where the certain wars have been fought, but we can use them for the purpose of a tourism and give popularity. At the same time, you can pass the inheritance to the younger generation also. They will come to know. There are many wars which have not been that important, but still they have been fought. You and I may not be knowing about them. So such border tourism is about that, and Vibrant Village program is contributing to that. So you can also see the light and sound show over there in the evening. Dinner you can have at Tewang. Of course, you will have at Tewang. And but always remember that Bumla Pass and Pengong Lake is subject to the weather condition and the issues of the permit, because they are very near the border. You may plan the extra cost, you may build in the package, or you may charge extra as you feel good. Day 5 is local sightseeing. You are here to promote the local economies also. You can visit the Tawang monastery during that place, do some shopping. Shopping is a leisure. According to me, shopping is a leisure. I enjoy shopping at least, especially at the tourist places. Dinner and oversight stay at the Tawang again. And day 6, from Tawang you come to Bomdila. After breakfast, you transfer to Bomdila. Bomdila is basically a headquarter of the West Kamang district of Arunachal Pradesh. It has many Buddhist monasteries, and it has lot of attractions for the visitors, for its cool climate. And on arrival, Bomdila, you can check in the hotel, and you can have a dinner and overnight stay in the Bomdila. All this can be planned, and we have done this package itinerary. We have done the good Reiki and found this works. Day 7, Bomdila to Guwahati, you come back. And since you are coming back to Guwahati, how can you not visit the Kamakhya temple? So early morning, you plan your visit to Kamakhya temple before the breakfast. Then you can have a breakfast and then check out from the hotel. And your guest can be dropped at the airport or the station as fit, as we normally say in the tourism tour ends with the sweet memories. This is a small itinerary that I have tried to prepare, but you can prepare little more. Can I have the next slide, please? See this. The package which I have made is at the 3rd place. You can have without flight also. There is no need to worry because the flight rates are very varying. What it does, it immediately shoots up the cost. So customer doesn't expect it. So what we tried without the flight package also. This land arrangement we used to give, and the flight used to be taken by the customer. And we curated the entire thing with a taxi kind of a thing arrangement. You have to be very cautious as far as the vehicle is concerned here, because it is as per the itinerary. It is a grouped vehicle, cannot be isolated. So Guwahati, Bhalupong, Dirang, Tawang and Bomdila are the itineraries which can be easily remembered and can be done. There's another itinerary which is on the top. That is, you come to Guwahati, you go to Bhalupong, you go to Dirang, you go to Tawang, and you go to Bomdila as well, but you come to Tejpur. From there's 1 day extra. So, and you come to Itanagar and then go to Zero, which is again an important place. You have a festival also there in this area. One more itinerary from there, from Guwahati to Dirang, Tawang, Bomdila, Tezpur, and you can have this without the flight also. This is again a package that one can be curated. If you are doing so, you should know about the state transport arrangement. At times, you may be needing that. Can we have the next slide, please? See this. You have a state-run bus services also. Arunachal Pradesh state transport services are there. They are the best way to travel. They are fairly okay kind of a state transport. One can use that. And we had tried in the case of a exigency. You have a deluxe kind of a bus services also. You also have a semi-deluxe buses also. There are roadway buses also you can use. But there are a few buses which are operated by the private operators. Average village town is connected with this this road services, thanks to our Surface and Transport Ministry, which they have done a very, very good job. And by car, of course, you can travel the interiors of the Arunachal Pradesh, which is very well connected. You have 3 national highways, NH15, NH13 and NH52, that you can be using for that. And by taxi, of course, major towns and cities you can cover through that. Private or shared taxis are available. You can visit the small towns also. As I said, in the Anini districts, you can go by rowing also. There are certain arrangements, certain private operators are operating that. To me, I have which to have a very private, to have a comfortable kind of a journey for if you're carrying the guests which are who are senior citizens. So you may prefer for the private taxis. That will be more convenient and is accessible for them. Because sightseeing at the places will be of your choice. If you want to stop en route, you can. So you can also take a scooty on hire. So there, that facility is also there if you want to see the natural habitat, and you can go interiors and inside that. That is available. It is there in the. I think entire northeastern region has that. Meghalaya has that. I have traveled on that, so I know that that is in fact a very good experience. The scenic vistas and panoramic views they entice people to go by the road trip to the Arunachal Pradesh. Next slide, please. I think with this I end my presentation. Hope you have find it some interesting or some use to you. Before I conclude, I would like to reiterate that the Vibrant Village program which I have spoken about is far more than a development initiative. And Arunachal Pradesh is holding an immense promise to become a vital link to the India's next generation tourism circuits. So by placing the border communities at the heart of this vision, we are going to do what? We are going to strengthen our national security. One, we can celebrate the spirit of Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat, which is the spirit of our honorable Prime Minister, which is said right from from our Red Fort. And we would be moving a truly inclusive and a sustainable India as we approach 2047. So we are going to complete the vision by promoting this kind of a tourism. With this, I extend my sincere thanks to SAIARD, especially to Ankit, who has been pursuing me for long and we have been very patient with me. I'm sorry, but I could not share it on my own. Uh, Thanks, SAIARD, for curating this insightful platform and giving me an opportunity to speak about it and share my thoughts over it. It has been really an honor to contribute my thoughts in this meaningful dialogue in the India's tourism future for the times to come. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I think it was a really mesmerizing presentation on your part. I mean, the curation that you have done of the circuit regarding Arunachal Pradesh, I think it's a shame that it is not getting as much exposure as it should be, thinking about the future of India and also thinking about tourism at whole. So I think like the presentation, it was really comprehensible and like the details, the eye for details, the varieties, the festivals that you mentioned. I think that is the takeaways that we can take back, and also we can also promote that this state, and or at least even if it's not this state in itself, the region, the northeast region, it should get more and more exposure, so that India in totality could develop. So thank you so much, ma'am, for bringing this in front of us. So now I will be moving to our next speaker. It is my honor to invite Mr. Amit Bhardwaj, Deputy Advisor at Niti Aayog, Government of India. Mr. Bhardwaj will be shedding light on the national vision for tourism development with a specific focus on infrastructure planning, digital enablement, and how tourism circuits can align with Vision 2047 and the strategic priorities of Niti Aayog. So we are eager to hear your insights.
Thank you, Ankit. Thank you, Rajni ma'am, for a detailed presentation of Arunachal and Vibrant Village. Means I have been to many places, so I can relate to what you have mentioned. So that's Arunachal is always close to heart. Thank you, ma'am. I'll just start with some basics. Basically, you mentioned about tourism circuits. Just a moment. Sorry. So you mentioned about tourism circuits, and with this, I'll just speaking on the subject. Means I mean, because there is so much to cover, so I thought I'll just speak on it, and rather than making presentation, it would be very cumbersome. Otherwise, we can keep on, going on slide to slide. So I guess so. You mentioned means one is the agenda for the Viksit Bharat 2047. Another is the share of tourism in it. And of course, when we talk about tourism, culture also comes along. So the tourism culture put together has to make a right mix for boosting this sector. And tourism, I would say, always it's a subsidiary function. It is the function of many other functions, like if infrastructure, if cultural, safety, law and order, many things put together, then that tourism can boost off. And you see all the top tourism countries in the world, it's always all these factors, like we have various factors, like as I mentioned, so infrastructure, safety, law and order. So when the basics are correct, like Kerala, people feel very safe, the infrastructure is well in place, people are very caring, and a lot of positive things are there which has ingrained in the culture of the state, and it is the part of the society as a whole. So they are taking tourism as their as the image of them. So unless and until we don't take that image along, and to make the lasting impact, the tourism cannot prosper, and we cannot increase the potential. Because another thing that you have given me on the circuits, the circuit concept, we started from Swadesh Darshan, mostly, as I say, Swadesh Darshan in 2014. Continuously, if we see from Swadesh Darshan till now, the share of tourism in the Indian GDP is hovering around 5%, 6%. It never moved ahead. So it means we are in a fix. We need to have some different approach rather than just going on with the existing schemes. So I would suggest, I normally say that all these schemes that we have created in tourism sector from the federal government, means the government of India, is mostly supply side interventions rather than they are not demand side interventions. So I guess we need to create more demand side interventions, because mostly it's some constituencies of proper good leaders, and they put infrastructure in their constituencies. Unless and until we don't have some anchor tourism things to follow, we can't run up those, we can't make the attractions very, very attractive. So the one model that we are working as government of India, and the vision for the tourism for the country is to create empowered destination management organizations. So these destination management organizations will be formed through an act of government, wherein municipal powers and urban planning powers, all the master planning powers of that destination, and along that destination nearby influence zone of that destination, should be vested with that destination management organization, which will prepare a vision for that destination, and will take people along to developing that destination towards a global iconic destination. So we are working towards creating such models, wherein we should create this destination management organization and put in maximum effort to make that to the global level. Like currently, for example, ICT readiness is the key element of tourism. So ICT readiness of all our destinations, in even the organizations, means if you see the global ranking in tourism is more than 100. Even after 10 years of sustainable development goals, we just break in top 100. So 2015-16, we launched sustainable development goals. And out of 200 countries, we just break in 100, under 100 now, after 10 years of efforts. So we need a lot of concerted efforts in a very uniform direction, so that these efforts put together should give results on the global front. And with this, we can create many more circuits, because currently the circuits are state specifics. We need to create some national kind of circuits, some regional kind of circuits. We normally have state circuits ending at the state boundaries. We don't, if something nearby, like for example, I was recently in Andhra Pradesh, and there were talk of developing a Buddhist circuit in Andhra Pradesh. There is a lot of Buddhist sites in Andhra. So I proposed that such circuit should start from maybe some some iconic destination, like we have Nagarjun Konda, Nagarjun Sagar Dam. So that's a huge site and of ancient importance, has good ASI museum also. And from that you can go to Amravati, and there are many other sites in Andhra, and they can develop a good Buddhist circuit. And it is not just necessarily be in Andhra, but most of the part you can develop in Andhra and take some good advantages around the border from other states also, so that they can monetize the circuit much better. So I don't find, because states are mostly in a silos of that they should develop their tourism in that state. Why not send their buses to the nearby destinations? So these things, that approach has to change. Otherwise, the current approach is very silo oriented, that अपने इसमें ही करना है और हम सब कुछ उसमें ही फिक्स कर देते हैं. अगर उसमें लगता है किसी को उधर जाकर देखना है, फॉर एग्जांपल अपना इंडिया नेपाल का है, lot of Buddhist circuits are there, Lumbini hai, and many other sites are there on the Nepal side. So we need to develop the circuits in such a way that it is very easy to the tourists to come back. Like in Myanmar, once I visited Myanmar from the border, it's very easy at that time that you can go into the Myanmar and come back on the same day. So such things we should develop for tourists, so that they should feel it ease that they can go and come back safely, because they have a big name under the brand which is taking them on all these circuits. So broadly, for many audience here, the definition of tourism circuits is basically, I'll just explain the definition, is basically it's a coherent and connected cluster of tourism destinations, which is mostly anchored from geographically proximate and thematically linked, developed in an integrated manner with coordinated planning of infrastructure, services, and branding. So this is the overall definition of a tourism circuit. So as I said, that India has promoted these circuits from 2014-15 onwards under Swadesh Darshan scheme. But our tourism sector growth is mostly stagnant, and we need to now do the lot of course correction towards that, and that is what we are planning in government now. And of course, many other steps which are required, such that we can create some niche tourism circuits also. So we are also working on proposing many other niche circuits, like some circuits for digital nomads, some recreational and tourism restricted area circuits, wherein some specific permits will be given to the tourists for specific areas. Like as in Arunachal Pradesh, I see a lot of efforts are there in giving inner-land permits. So getting inner-land permit itself becomes a issue. Just a moment. Sorry. So this is about that, and of course many other niche circuits are under planning, and of course the successful examples in circuits, we see that the Buddhist circuits in Bihar is one of the successful circuits. With this, lot of local economy has boosted. Heritage circuits in MP, Rajasthan, and Gujarat has done very well, and the coastal circuit in Kerala, Goa, and the Tamil Nadu has done great deal. And of course in Northeast, as ma'am has said, in Arunachal, because of inland line permit, the issues are there, but otherwise that circuit is very famous, Tawang circuit, Tawang Bomdila circuit. Otherwise, that Anini, when I once went, so for going to Anini, it's very easy to take a flight to Dibrugarh and going from Roing. So I find it very easy from going that side. So it's very fast after the introduction of Dhola Sadia Bridge. So from all those interventions, this uh, we because of a lot of infrastructure creations, we have made approach to all these remote locations very easy. And with programs like Vibrant Villages, as ma'am has also said, that we created many unreachable places, within the reach of the tourists now. And we are also encouraging homestays from Niti Aayog. So for such places, creating new hotels is always a challenge. So we need to include the local people and the economy together, so that they can get boosted by developing their homes as a part of their tourism, and they can share it with tourists on a chargeable basis. And the current age is the age of experiential tourism. Tourists always like to experience the way people are living and in those remote villages, and the way of tribal life, and how they are living in those remote places. Uh, as I said, Arunachal is, we call it land of rising sun. Means the sunrise is very early there. In the Indian time, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I see many times there. And we have many mountain passes, snowfall areas. It's a beautiful place. So such places we have across the India. We have so many places. So we must exploit the right potential with the inclusion of the communities. So that will be last longing, and with that we will be participating. We will be improving on our sustainable development goal ranking also. So the local index also will be improved by that. So similarly, we have many best practices across the globe. Currently what we have created, the recent success is the Statue of Unity circuit that we have created. So it has created a very good buzz among the tourists, and the tourist footfall has increased in a big way, and it is promoted by PM himself. So that has given a lot of branding to that location, and people have started coming to that location, and it has suddenly become an iconic tourist destination. And a lot of nearby destinations have been developed, and it is being marketed also very well. Similarly, in Rajasthan, also a lot of Havelis and a lot of heritage circuits have been developed, and they have been marketed very well by a lot of global ambassadors. And this way, that is also one of the big success story in India. So the branding issue and developing the locations in public-private partnerships also the way forward. And this is what uh, we are recommending from Niti Aayog side. And at the same time, we are also pushing for a event-based tourism. So that big events like Mahakumbh, like big concert like Illuminati and other concerts. So with those concerts, we can push up the tourism, and such iconic destinations must be in a year, should be in a calendar way. So we are developing a tourism calendar for the country also from Niti Aayog, so that it should be a kind of a indicative for any tourist to refer that calendar, and prepare their plans accordingly. So we are developing it for the entire country. So with that, and of course, as I said, the challenges faced by the government is challenges are multifold. As I said that tourism is mostly dealt by states. States has to deal with the tourism, and states are always short of funds. So whatever the funds central government is giving is just putting some small infrastructure push. But for tourism development, we need interventions from various sides, like developing huge infrastructure, making the destination more ICT ready, and creating the working on the law and order of the location, and with that making the overall experience a very wholesome experience for the tourists, so that it should not be a hassle at all, and it should feel safe. As I went to many countries, I see that many times I lost some things in buses or in metros there outside. I get my things back. So I got my all the things back. But in India, means even in Delhi, we are living in Delhi, and if we lose something, the chances are very less that we can get our things back. So these things are we need to improve upon. It's basically a cultural aspect we need to work upon, and make the communities part of this overall development process. And otherwise, getting that sense of belongingness and making this destination safe is one of the key objective of making any destination successful. So otherwise, means of course we are planning on various facets of the circuits planning, like nature tourism, wartime tourism, many other kind of experiential tourism that we are planning. So we will be producing a lot of research papers and reports as a part of our works. Of course, it's up to the states and the government to take up those things, means at the fast possible, and the change to transform the approach towards how we look at tourism. Tourism is not a siloed approach. It has to be taken together with many functions together to make it success. So I guess with all this, I can just stop this because time is almost over. Fine, Ankit?
Yes, sir. Definitely, sir. Sir, thank you for such an insightful keynote. I think it was really helpful for us to understand how Niti Aayog is approaching this tourism development. I'll call it kind of a problem as of now, because India has a lot to achieve in tourism department in developing the tourism circuits. So I think it was really helpful to understand what are the different recommendations you mentioned Niti Aayog is giving to other tourism developers, to the state, to the other departments in order to develop such circuits. So I think overall it was really insightful. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
I think we have few questions in our chat box.
Yeah, one question I can see about earthquake prone on Arunachal Pradesh.
Yes.
Well, whatever the tourism that we are planning is all we do capacity carrying capacity assessment of all the destinations, and on the basis of that only, it's a scientific study. Means we do. Of course, how much it is being implemented on the ground, it's different thing. But all the scientific work about carrying capacity and other things of all destinations we do. So this is the process of developing any tourism destination.
So any tourism circuit, I will add to what you said, Amitji, that any tourism circuit normally, whenever it is planned at the government end or at the apex end, it is generally taken into the care. We know that the Himalaya is a seismic zone, and we also have certain challenges. Already we are facing certain challenges in the Uttarakhand because of the climate changes, and things are changing very fast. Global warming is happening, so these kind of things are happening. But you have to plan a controlled kind of a tourism, avoiding the over tourism, which is not happening, which is mass tourism kind of a tourism is happening in this area, which has to be avoided. Rather, it has to be a selective kind of a tourism that has to happen. For that, whenever the planning is to be done, planning is to be done in a very fair and a transparent manner. But it is it is a game of the agents or the persons who are very inquisitive. The domestic tourism has certain got a boom. You will see the inbound has gone down. Outbound is now picking up. It is the domestic tourism which is growing, and we are thriving on that. कौन सा होटल खाली है साहब आजकल? सारे होटल भरे हुए हैं. रेट्स तो देखिए आप लेने जाइए ना इन्वेंट्री, तो आपको पता चलता. तो आप ये नहीं कह सकते tourism is not growing. It is only the inbound tourism is not coming up. You may fall short of the foreign tourist, but you have plenty of a domestic tourist available. But you have to plan in such a manner, and you have to keep the geographical problem in the mind. बाकी तो जब अब जो what the things that are happening in the seismic area, we need to avoid that. Over tourism नहीं करना है. That is there. We have to take care. Agents हो, हम हो, everyone, even the public has to take care. See, I have done a lot of work in the mass tourism. We used to carry the trains for the spiritual destination. IRCTC was famous for that. So we have seen that the mass tourism is a different story altogether, and the tourism in the Arunachal is a FIT is kind of a tourism. It is not a group tourism. Even the groups are not general. You will not find accommodation. Arunachal is a different place. Homestay kitne le aoge? Especially you go in the Hornbill festival to Nagaland, forget about Arunachal. You will not find the accommodation. Very, very costly. That you will not get a good food over there also. So lot of things have been done by the government. Roads have been developed, and the roads which are you mentioning, I think all weather purpose roads, sir, Amit ji bana rahe hain log. Why, that is a motto of the Vibrant Village program. Arunachal में सारी road जो है वैसी ही है. So answer is given by, in fact, I was thinking I was to answer, sir, you have answered. So I'm thankful for that.
No, it's okay. Thank you.
Okay, I have a question from my side. As ma'am just mentioned about over tourism, like I think it's a burning issue that the tourism sector definitely thinks it is a challenge for them. So how does one who is planning or one who is designing such circuits or such tourism destinations and everything around it, the infrastructure, the different developments that needs to be done there. So what are the design strategies or the planning strategies like an organization can take in order to tackle this issue of over tourism? It is for both ma'am and sir, this question.
I'll start, sir. You can complete.
Sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
You recall the tragedy of 2013, Kedarnath. After that, Kedarnath has really grown up. Lot many infrastructures have been added. Many roads are getting built also. But you see the tourism today. If the government is telling them to have a over tourism, no. It is the people whose buying capacity have increased. They have a time, they have a urge to visit. People want to visit their domestic places because they are not going outbound. As I said, many people are not coming the inbound. So domestic tourism has to grow. We can have a Bhutan kind of a thing where you after a certain number they put a tax, and that too in a limited number. So if you do that in the case of a religious places, you are going to have it then. So it is kind of one has to have a balanced kind of approach where the segregation of the people, convincing of the people has to be more important, because it is not the government who is not making the arrangement. If unfortunately anything goes wrong, it is the government who is rescuing them. Local people are helping them to come out. But the crowding is being done by the tourist. We are taking mass tourism, especially happening during the summer tourism in the Uttarakhand area. You go to Nainital, half of the time is your spend is on the road. You are choked up in the traffic. So, the same is the case true with the Shimla also. You have seen the results also. This has led to a situation where the Shimla was burning this time. It's now only it is cool. So problem is not with the development or the planning. Problem जब भी government develop करती है, it is always on a higher side. Futuristic होती है ये, 10 years इतना potential grow करेगा. But our growth has been faster than what has been projected, much faster. So that is why India is, I think, becoming the already become the fifth large economy, and maybe the third large economy be on the way. This is because of the, I think, earning from all these places and the businesses that we are creating. And if that is happening, local people also getting benefit out of that. But yes, certainly overcrowding has to be avoided. Okay, rest Amit ji, you can add.
Maybe एक बार क्वेश्चन दोबारा रिपीट कर दो, क्या क्वेश्चन था, थोड़ा मिस कर गया क्वेश्चन.
सर क्वेश्चन यही था कि जैसे हमें पता है कि ओवर टूरिज्म इज अ बर्निंग इशू, when we think about India's growth and other different organizations which are the stakeholders here. So, how, as an organization, can this problem be addressed
Correct.
while designing or planning?
So I'll just tell you. So
Yeah.
the concept that I told about destination management organizations. Through this concept, we will develop alternate destination towards the iconic destinations.
Yes.
So with this, whenever the carrying capacity is over, we will divert the tourists towards the alternate destinations. So this is the plan that we have in mind, so that the route should be designed in such a way when you feel that the destination is full, you should stop the flow there. Only people can come out. No one should get in until a specific number. And it all has to be controlled by technology. No manual intervention. The number count of the tourists should be keep coming, like for such destination, especially for hill destination where entry and exits are mostly limited. So with those counts, we can control that thing and divert the tourists to alternate destinations. This is the major function of any destination management organization, to create alternate destination towards the main iconic destination, so that we can divert and spread the tourists across the destinations. Means it's about, if the destination is full, you can always make some alternate strategy to even provide some relief to the tourists, so that they can get some similar or little less than the destination where they can move freely. So it's not that they should stuck on the roads. So this is the overall planning we have in mind, and with that we are preparing our vision and the plans, and this way we will, of course, move this movement of destination management organization forward.
Okay. So as you mentioned technology here, and even in our chat box, somebody has mentioned how can GIS contribute to this. So are there any such technologies which are, like, if you could name a few, which are taken by Niti Aayog in order to say, like, tackling this problem? It could be geotagging, or it could
Well, of
be
course,
things
we are
like that.
planning some study reports where GIS is completely involved, and while planning and monitoring our tourism destinations, we can always, the recent assessment of the Wayanad tragedy, we see the satellite imageries and the GIS images of such 10 years back and 10 years now. So how much deforestation on the hills of Wayanad has taken place, and a lot of hotels have come on, and with this the soil has loosened, and ultimately it led to that disaster that came 1 or 2 years back, wherein a lot of villages have just washed away in the landslide. So it is basically the result of over exploitation of the mountains, and a lot of deforestation has taken place. So that study has gave us a lot of learnings, that in all these studies we should restrict the over exploitation of the forests at such if at such fragile locations. So we should, means, this is, of course, government is taking all these things in queue, but as various departments are working in various ways. So unless and until departments are not talking to each other, we can't solve these problems, because some departments have data, some departments don't have data. They keep on planning and they keep on working. So this through this problem of the through this concept of destination management organization, we are going to solve these overall problem, and there would be one organization which is leading these tourist destinations, so that all this planning should be done in a very uniform way.
Someone has raised hand also, Ankit. I think Miss Sen
Yes,
has
ma'am.
raised.
Miss Sen, if you have a question, you can maybe unmute yourself.
Yes, hello. Am I audible?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
you are.
you are.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Hi, ma'am. And hi, Ankit. So, my question, sir and ma'am, you actually answered the over tourism and landslide based challenges. My question is, once the tourists get entered into a specific region or land like Arunachal Pradesh, uh, they I don't know how can it can be controlled, because I have seen many groups who campaigns in tents. They don't require many luxury hotels or foods. It can also lead to pollutions, and because of the mountainous region, because of this rainfall that occurs every now and then in areas like Arunachal Pradesh and nearby areas like Meghalaya. So I think that and already I have studied like Swadesh scheme 2.0 something. There is something scheme that has also targeted to educated people there, so that they can be aware and skilled, so they can also manage the tourists. So like, okay, I can take this amount of tourists, but not over. Like already Shimla and other Uttarakhand area, they have faces such challenges. So I think rather than controlling the population, I think controlling the employers over there, like the hotel malkins and all, they have to be well aware and educated that how much they should, do the business there. Obviously, it will be benefit for all, and it is a win-win situation there. But making a new tourist destination without educating them, which we already have learned from the past mistakes, and the people have lost their lives. So I think, yeah, it should be considered that. Thank you.
Yes, yes, that is what the Vibrant Village program is. They're the skill development. If you see the last point, the localiers have to be educated. The entire fraternity has to be educated of the business. So why should they all say no to the business? Tell me one thing. Business को तो कोई ना नहीं कहता ना, business तो आएगा, उसको तो लेना है उनको, but they have to be educated, they have to be told to learn the thing. So when you talk about that the accommodation is not available, people have to pass through certain challenges. Yes, it is true, but it has to be dealt. See, iska matlab, since we all know that domestic tourism is growing, right? So domestic tourism, if it is growing, then it has to be handled. It has to be provided, as Mr. Bhardwaj has mentioned, that the tagging is one of the answers to avoid the over tourism. Similarly, these topographical challenges are going to be there in the system. So उनको तो handle करना ही होगा. And that is why, for making it, if you are a tourism professional, learn always this. Do a Reiki before you send your guest. And the hoteliers have to be taught. They will not say no to business. You have to make. That is why there is a special setup for each state. There are special guidelines to how to develop a homestay and the governments are sponsoring that scheme. Many states I have seen the tenders come out from the Uttarakhand state. I've seen UP was also working how to develop a homestay. Homestay में minimum requirement क्या होनी चाहिए, education था. In fact, recently I have seen in Varanasi, people have educated the local people so that the local people can also become a spokesperson. So I can also say that in Arunachal, if you teach these Idomsi and Mompa tribes, they will also become your spokesperson because they know the local region more than anyone else. So skill development in the tourism fraternity is one of the important, which is also one of the important sustainable development goal, has to be implemented in the totality, and due care has to be taken, which Mr. Bhardwaj has also mentioned. Right. Thank you.
Yes, yes, thank you, ma'am.
I think there are few
No
more
question.
questions that I'm receiving on WhatsApp as well from people. I'll tell them to mention it in the chat box.
Ankit,
Maybe
I
we
have,
Yeah.
can answer later
One.
on.
Ankit, I have
Yeah.
another meeting from 5:30, so I
Okay.
would just like to.
Okay. Definitely, sir.
I would also
Uh,
like,
okay, sir. So we would be wrapping up then. Um, So, okay, as we come close to the enriching session, I take this opportunity to extend my heartfelt thanks to all of our esteemed speakers, Ms. Rajni Hasija and Mr. Amit Bhardwaj, for their valuable time, perspectives, and insights. A big thank you to entire SAIARD team for putting this event together, and to all of you in the audience for being such an engaged and thoughtful group. Together, through dialogue and vision, we move closer to building an India that the world not only visits but truly experiences and connects with. Thank you and have a wonderful evening ahead. Thank you. Also, all the attendees are requested to fill the feedback form in order to receive the certificates. It's the link is mentioned in the chat box. You can click on it and fill up the form. Thank you.